Now that we know we want to be liberated, we want to be liberated from this suffering of samsara. For us to be liberated, first we need to understand the truth. And there are two levels of truth: the ultimate truth and the conventional truth. Now the question is, who and from whom we learn about those two levels of truth? Okay, that led us to the three triple gems, right? So those are Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Now we're going to go deeper into these three gems, right? We're going to talk about Buddha. Why Buddha? Now, a lot of you know about the qualities of Buddha. Right? Could you recite the qualities of Buddha for us, please?
Arahant Sammasambuddha, Visasana Sampanna, Sukada, Lokavidu, Unotra, Purisa, Dhammasarati, Sattha Deva Manosan, and Buddha Bhagawa.
Thank you, Zach. I am sure all of you know this by heart because we recite this all the time. Now, raise your hand if you know the meaning of each and every quality of Buddha. Okay, very good. I'm not surprised. Okay, so you're not the only one. A lot of Burmese, every single Burmese know the quality of Buddha in Pali. Okay, in the middle of the night, you go wake them up, okay, tickle them, ask them, recite quality of Buddha, they will. And they will fall back to sleep. But even though they know this, 99% of the time, 99% of the Burmese will not know all of this. Okay. So yes, it is good that you know the qualities of Buddha in Pali. But if you don't know the meaning, what is the problem, Andrew?
If you don't know the meaning, then you're just like saying words.
Okay, Marina?
It does not make sense if you say a word that you don't know.
Yeah. So if you do not understand what you are saying, it will not be as effective, right? So all you know is that these are the good words mentioned about Buddha, but you have no clue what those words are about. Okay, so it will be very good, and this recitation will become very effective if you really know the meaning. Okay, so a lot of you know this side. Now you're at the level where you should really know the meaning, this side. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go a little deeper on this. Okay, so now some of you might be wondering still, well, who defined these qualities? Kevin, how did Buddha get these qualities? Who defined this?
Him?
Him? Buddha? No. No. So for example, let's say I'm a doctor. Without going to medical school, without taking an exam, without really understanding medicine, can I call myself a doctor? I may, but it will be aligned, right? So Buddha does not define himself Buddha, right? The quality he has, attested by events, people. So let's discuss about that a little bit. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know the other guy. Look at this picture. What do you notice? Describe that picture. Thomas.
On the left, there is a Buddha meditating, and on the right, there is Zeus studying the Buddha meditating.
Okay, so Marina, thank you, sir.
So it's like Zeus is just sitting on his throne and Buddha's just meditating.
All right. William?
Left is Buddha meditating, like everybody sees it. And in the background, they look like going due to the structure, it's probably some Chinese town, but probably not, I'm probably wrong. Now on the right, it's either God, Socrates, or some Greek gods watching or studying.
Okay. So very good. So that's what you observe. But what's the difference though? Buddha is meditative. And whether that be Socrates or any other famous guy or Greek mythical god, whoever that may be, he is. What do you think he's doing?
Thinking hard.
He's thinking hard. So what's the difference between thinking and meditating? Kathleen.
I don't know.
Leonardo.
Sure.
Nolan. Okay, Zach.
They're both kind of like the exact opposite because meditating, you're clearing your mind as you're focusing on your breathing, and thinking hard is just the exact opposite, and you're just filling your mind with all these thoughts of like how to do these things.
Thank you, Zach. So meditation is you're trying to clear your mind. Zach is correct. Whereas thinking is you're actually putting your mind at a complex state, not simplifying it. So here the question is, why Buddha is the only teacher for our goal? Our goal is to be liberated, right? So why not? Why Buddha? Why not other philosophers? What are the other philosophers, famous philosophers that you all know?
Confucius.
William said Confucius. Thomas.
Jesus.
Marina.
Zeus.
Jesus. Zeus. William.
Plato.
Plato. Okay. Good. Sarah.
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
It's a famous Greek person.
Okay. So there are a lot of great philosophers. Some are mythical, some are not even real. Oh, you know, this God said this and that, but we have no documentation. right? So let's forget about those mythical gods. And nobody knows whether these mythical gods really existed or not. Very unlikely. Okay, because that's why those are called mythical. But there are a lot of philosophers who are famous, especially in the Western world, and some are from Eastern world. Now, when you look at this, so you will see here, this white line is the Jesus, right? The difference between before Christ. So this is before Christ. This is after Christ, right? So if you look at it, there are some very famous philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre, okay? Bertrand Russell. So some of you might be interested in philosophy and might have read these books written by these guys. Now, some of these guys are doctors, okay, medical doctors, or psychologists, psychiatrists, Voltaire, right? So there are some people who are not that famous, okay? This is Saint. So these are philosophers in different times going back. Now, this is when Jesus was born here. Okay. Now, this Marcus Aurelius, about 100 years before Jesus. Plotinus. A lot of you know Aristotle, Socrates. Okay. Thales, Plato, Confucius. So how come we don't follow these guys? These guys are famous. Why don't we follow these guys? Sophia Tan.
We follow these guys because they're in their philosophies or what they taught is like a foundation for what most of us like have right now, like currently.
Okay. So as a Buddhist, why don't we follow these guys to be liberated, Thomas?
Can you repeat?
Because we're Buddhist?
But can you repeat?
Marina?
It's because so some people think the Pasava, those people are real, but maybe they are not, or I don't know.
No, actually, these are real people. Okay, these are people documented in the history that they really existed. Okay, a lot of their books, their sayings are well documented. Right. By the way, where is Buddha?
Way before all of them.
When was Buddha born? Anybody remember?
I think 60 something.
Years before Jesus.
So about 2000, almost 2,600 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So we are about 2000, right? So it's somewhere around here. Yeah.
Yep.
So we are 2000, meaning we're counting from the time of Jesus, right? So we are all the way here to the corner, right? So the Buddha is about almost 600 years ago. Before, sorry, not 600 years ago, 2,600 years ago. So it's about 600 years before Jesus. So it's somewhere around here. So about the time of Thales and Confucius. How many of you learned about Confucius at school? Raise your hand. Okay. Miranda, what is the philosophy of Confucius? Is it similar to Buddhism?
Like the philosophy of Confucius is that like like he believed that like people in society, they'd like he had um like he like emphasized on like good moral
Good. Very good. You're right.
yeah.
But okay. How many of you believe that Confucius was a Buddhist? Okay. So the answer is no. Okay. So the Confucius and Buddha are somewhere very close. But when you actually look at the history, it doesn't look like Buddhism was in China at the time. Buddhism went to China way after Buddha died. Okay. Some of your parents will know about a very famous Chinese movie about the monkey. Okay. So that story, maybe some of you watched that story too. It's a very long movie, and it actually is somewhat documentary and somewhat fancy. So there was a monk who went to China and actually learned Buddhism and carried back Buddhist scripture back to China. Before that, Buddhism was not flourished in China. So Confucius actually never met Buddha, probably did not know much about Buddha. Maybe he heard about Buddha, but doesn't look like Confucius knew much about Buddha. But some of the ideas of Confucius are quite similar to the Buddhist philosophy, but some are totally opposite that. Okay. Now, out of these philosophers, how many are Asians? Just one, right? Confucius is the only one. The rest are Greek, right? Europeans, Westerners, right? Confucius is the only one. How come Confucius is the only one documented? How come they didn't document Buddha on here?
Because this was made by Christians.
William said this is made by Christians. So you think Confucius is a Christian?
It was a joke, but
No,
No. So go ahead, me.
No, I think Confucius is a Taoism because Taoism is a religion where like Confucius' teachings are learned.
Very good. Taoism, right? So now remember, this is a timeline of philosopher. Now, philosophers, what is the definition of philosopher?
Someone who's smart.
Someone who's smart. What else?
Who's keen to ask
thinks about philosophy.
Thomas?
Someone who studies something to learn more about it and then makes his own things and like teaches it.
Okay, very good. So philosophers are great thinkers. They think about life. They think about humans. They think about societies, and they write and write and write. How many of these guys really practice what they preached or what they thought about the life? Very few. Confucius did. Okay. But the rest really did not practice. Now, is Buddha a philosopher? By definition, he is not. All right. So you can say he is if you just look at from the conceptual standpoint, the thought standpoint. But Buddha practiced it, experienced it. You can be a philosopher. I can be a philosopher. All right. I don't have to practice any of what I write. I just think and think. And because I have a very strong thinking power, I could potentially become a philosopher. But just because I'm thinking, can I be a Buddha? If I just think and write some books, or even thousands of books? No. Now that's the difference, right? Philosophers, they're just great thinkers. Some of their thinking process are great. Some of their thinking process are crazy. Okay. I'm not sure how many of you know like Jean-Paul Sartre. Okay, or Buddhanussati. If you read some of these guys are very contemporary, not too long ago. Okay, they're in early 1900s. If you read these guys' books, some of their books are so good. Some books are really weird. You would think like, oh my goodness. Okay, some of the books, after you read, you want to think about committing suicide. All right. So now, just because they are philosopher doesn't necessarily mean that whatever they write is perfect and you need to follow them. Right. In fact, you really need to know what they write, which one's good and which one's bad. Okay. So if you get to high school, or if you go to college, if you take philosophy, you'll be learning a lot of these guys, okay? Since these guys are contemporary, you'll be reading a lot of Karl Marx, Voltaire, Jean-Paul Sartre, Bertrand Russell. So these guys are very famous in college and university, right? This. Okay, so these four guys. What's wrong with Karl Marx? What did he famous about?
Wait,
Who knows?
Carl Jacob.
you
Karl
mean
Marx?
communism.
Marxism, right?
Communism,
Well, yeah. So communism came after Marxism.
but he made it.
He made it, yes. So, but he influenced a lot of people. Now, theoretically, some of these are great. Okay, for example, communism.
Yeah.
Theoretically, so good. Right? But look at countries who practice communism. Which countries are those?
North Korea.
William said North Korea. What other countries practice communism today?
Russia.
Russia.
I love Russia.
What else?
China.
Vietnam.
Marina.
Americans.
Americans? You probably are right. Some of us probably might. No, we are a democratic country. We don't practice communism.
Well,
Okay. So we actually are opposite to that. The Mithon, which country practice communism close to us in Burma?
I don't know.
George.
China.
China, of course. Andrew.
Vietnam.
Vietnam? Yeah. So today, the big countries are China and Russia, right? There are several other countries, well, North Korea. So the China, Russia are the big country. North Korea is not that big, but still very famous, right? Those are the three countries. There were a lot more before, but slowly they're going downhill, right? Was there communism in Burma before?
Yeah.
Yes, there was. Okay, because communism is on paper really great, but in reality, not good, right? So Marina is right though, by the way. some people in this country still follow Marx, communism, because if you read the books, so very good, perfect. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's practice it. That's great, right? Now, the same thing, if you read each and every philosopher that you see on here, and you say, wow, that's great. Yeah, I like that. Well, it makes sense. But in reality, a lot of things are not realistic, not doable. And more so, as a Buddhist, the difference between Buddhism and these guys are that they know nothing about samsara because they don't believe in it, because they don't know it. They don't even know what samsara is. They don't believe in past life. A lot of these guys don't believe in past life or next life or afterlife, right? We as Buddhists believe in karma, past life, next life. So those kind of things, you won't see any of these in majority of these guys. All right. So later down the line, you might fall in love with one of these books from these written by these guys. All right. But just be very careful, because I had a few friends from medical school. Okay. I had a very close friend who was reading Jean-Paul Sartre books, quit medical school, and basically became homeless because his thought process are guided by some of Jean-Paul Sartre philosophy. And he thinks, oh, what's the point of going to medical school? Life is short. I just want to enjoy it. So you need to be very careful though. Just because these guys are famous philosophers doesn't necessarily mean that they will guide you to the right path. Okay. But on the other hand, I don't want you to close down, right? When the school teaches you to read, go ahead and read it. But remember, these guys are not going to teach you anything about what we believe in as Buddhists, because they know nothing about samsara, they know nothing about liberation, they know nothing about nirvana. Okay, so that's the difference between Western philosophy, okay, and even some of the Asian philosophy and Buddhism. Okay, any question? No? All right. So now we're going to talk about why Buddha. Now, as I mentioned, Buddha not only was a great philosopher, but also he practiced it. He perfected what he preached. Okay, because other philosophers are just great thinkers, great writers, probably practice maybe some of what they wrote down, but not all of it. But Buddha, he perfected every single thing he said. So this triple gems that we believe in, we really need to understand why Buddha, right? Why Buddha is powerful. Macy, what is the first quality of Buddha?
I forgot.
Say again, me?
I forgot.
Ricky?
I think it's EGP.
Okay, so no, ETP is not the quality. Okay. Itipiso is basically, it said Itipiso Bhagawa. That's why he is the one. That's what it means. Okay. Now the first quality start with Eric. What's the first quality?
Arahant.
Arahant. Right? What's the meaning of arahant? Andrew.
Accomplished.
Accomplished. Okay. Who's that with the Chinese name? Oh, Brian.
Maybe like you became enlightened.
You became enlightened. Okay. George.
To abstain from unwholesome deeds.
To abstain from unwholesome deeds. Good. Sarah.
Also to abstain from wholesome deeds even when in solitude.
Very good. Okay. So let's look into the quality of Buddha. Only then you really understand the quality of Buddha, you will be able to take him as your leader. Right? Say, for example, if I say, hey, follow me, do what I do, say what I say, but what I'm doing is stupid, and what I'm saying is bad, would you follow me? No, right? So before you follow someone, that someone has to have some kind of quality, whether it be good or be bad, right? But over here, we're talking about Buddha being the perfect one, right? He better have good qualities, right? Now, for us, we're going the opposite because we're born as a Buddhist. Your mom and dad tell you, oh, Buddha is perfect. And you're just blindly taking it. Is it good? No, it's bad. It's a blind faith. It's the same thing as any other religion. Just believe in God. You'll see. No, that's not right. Right? If your mom tells you, just believe in Buddha, don't ask any question. That's wrong. Right? But we are born to Buddhist parents. We became so-called Buddhist. We memorized a lot of things without really understanding. Now, that is not perfect. Because if you really do not understand, later down the line, chances that, you know what, I become a Buddhist just because my parents were Buddhist. I don't really know what this Buddha guy is. Did he really exist? Maybe he is just an Indian dude born 2,600 years ago. I don't know, he meditated and got some kind of power. What the heck? Right? So if you really do not understand and know about him, your belief system will not be strong enough. And that's, we encourage you to explore. Why Buddha? Why is he famous? What did he do? Did he really do it? Right? So now going backward, we need to look at the qualities of Buddha. So the first quality being arahant, right? So why Buddha? Because he has qualities we wish to aspire to and practice in our life. Now, here, important thing is you gotta want it and you have to practice it. Buddha is not like any other god that, oh, I would bow down to this statue or this guy, or I will say some mantra and I'll get whatever power. It will never work. Not only that, you need to aspire to. You got to practice. Now, that will not come to you just because you bow down to that image of stone or wood or whatever. You need to understand the qualities And you need to want that qualities, and you need to practice it. For example, you want to be LeBron James, right? So number one, you need to know who that guy is, right? Maybe there are some of you who don't even know who LeBron James is. I didn't, right? Till Wayne said, keep on saying LeBron James all the time. Said, okay, who's that guy? Right? So first of all, you need to know who that guy is. You need to know who Buddha is. Second, you need to know what good he has. So now you know who Buddha is, what is good at. Now, you take a picture of LeBron James and you bow down to him every moment. Will he become a very famous player? No, never. Right? So do you think the power will come from that picture of LeBron James to you? No. Right? It might encourage you by looking at the picture. Oh, let me go out and play basketball. That's all you'll get. But if you just look at the picture and you just keep on saying mantra, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, will you get those power?
No.
No, right? So the qualities you really need to understand what quality LeBron James has, what quality Buddha has, how they got it. Right? Now, you recite this Arahant, Samman, Sambuddha, Wizards, Sammadho, and so on. Number one, you don't even know what that is, let alone how he got it. If you don't know what those means, if you don't know how he got it, will you be able to practice? No, right? All I know is LeBron James is a famous guy, right? He makes a lot of money. But if I don't know how he practiced, will I be able to go out in the yard and play basketball like him? No, right? So it is so very important that not only we recite his qualities, but also we need to understand how he got it, because we want to become like him. How many of you want to become like Buddha? Raise your hand. It's a trick question. Every single one of you should be raising your hand, including myself. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you will become Buddha tomorrow or this life, but your goal should be, one day I want to become like Buddha. Now, whether you become 1% of Buddha or 99% of Buddha, 100% of Buddha, doesn't matter. First of all, Buddha is not the image that you bow down to. Buddha is not the mantra that you recite every night with prayers. Buddha is someone that you look up to. Buddha is someone that you want to be. Okay, that's why we call ourselves, we call you guys little Buddha. Why? Because we want you to have that quality. We want you to ingrain this quality in yourself. Right? So you're gonna know what those qualities are. You need to aspire those qualities. Okay, so Lebron James is a black dude. Do you have to be an Indian to become like a Buddha? No, right? Do you have to be a prince to become a Buddha? No. So just like if you want to be famous in basketball, you don't necessarily have to become a black person, right? But you still need to understand how that person practices. So just like that, you really need to understand the quality. You need to aspire those qualities and you need to practice it. Right? Okay, Brian, Kevin, Williams, any question?
Oh no, I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay. All right, so we're going to start with Arahant. Sarah, could you read that second line, please?
Arahant means that the Buddha has eradicated all the defilements. Kilesa.
Okay, Kilesa is a Pali word. Sanskrit pronounce it klesha. In English, we call it defilements. What are defilements, George? Miranda. Miranda, what are defilements?
Like impurities, sort of, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, George.
Like mental actions that like cloud the mind in a way.
Okay, defilements of mental action that cloud the mind. Make it a little bit more simpler.
Attachments.
Attachment. Okay, what else?
Distraction.
Distraction. Anything negative that make you not to focus on your goal are defilements. Okay, so let's say, for example, your goal is to finish a project that assigned to you by your teacher. Okay, I gotta finish this project. Suddenly, you thought about, okay, let me listen to some K-pop songs. Let me go play some games. Now, those songs and K-pop games, do they help you with finishing your project? Not really, right? So those become deterrents to your goal. Now, again, as a Buddhist, what is our goal? Macy.
What is the question?
What is our goal as a Buddhist?
To be liberated.
To be liberated, to get out of samsara. Right? So anything that can deter us from not reaching to nirvana, not to be liberated, is a defilement, simply put. Okay? So what is kilesha? Zach, could you read that for us? Kathleen.
Development means bad thoughts, bad reactions like anger, anxiety, hatred, frustration, stress, depression, ignorance, jealousy, gossip, attachment, dogmatism, and so on. The Buddha had got rid of all of these.
Okay, so defilement It's anything negative to you, right? Bad thoughts, bad reactions, anger, anxiety, hatred, frustration, stress, depression, ignorance, jealousy, gossip, attachment, dogmatism. And there are so many, anything negative that can deter you from your goal of liberation is a defilement or kilesa. Right, Thomas, go ahead.
I was going to ask if defilements were like anything that was negative, but you already answered it.
Okay, so for Buddhism, defilements is anything that deter you from your goal of liberation. Now, defilement in layman term or your daily life could be anything that deter you from your goal, right? Any goal. So as a Buddhist, though, all of these are bad. But even your daily life goal, let's say you need to perfect a piano practice, right? You're supposed to practice 1 hour a day. You practice for 20 minutes, and after that, you go play games, right? That become defilements, right? You're supposed to focus on your piano practice for 1 hour. Now you didn't finish because you just stood up after 20 minutes and go outside and play basketball or play games or go sleep. That's a defilement. Okay, so don't think too hard about some of these big Pali words. Okay, so kilesa, defilements means anything that can stop you, anything that can deter you from getting to nirvana, anything that can push you deeper into this rabbit hole of samsara. That's the defilement. Anything that can make you to go round and round and round and again and again and again like a rat race in samsara, that is the defilement. Okay. Now, why do we like Buddha? Why do we look up to Buddha? Okay. Why is Buddha like Lebron James for anyone who wants to play basketball? Anyone who wants to be liberated needs to look at Buddha because he got rid of all those himself. Now, let's look at Lebron James. He's really good at practicing it, playing it. Do you think he might be able to teach you? Let's say you have a great chance, or let's say your father is so rich, so he gave LeBron James $1 million. Hey, LeBron James, come here. Teach my son to become like you. I'll give you $1 million. Do you think he'll be able to do a very good job and you'll become like LeBron James in next year?
You can do a good
Very
job,
unlikely.
but you're not gonna become
Very unlikely.
You're not gonna become like him though.
Why? Because just because he is good at it, not necessarily mean that he will be able to teach you, right? But Buddha, not only that he mastered it, Buddha taught us, showed us the way. Okay, now there is something called Pisika Buddha, right? So Pisika Buddha are just like Buddha. They got enlightened, they got liberated, but they don't know how to teach. They don't know how to preach. They don't know how to show you to become liberated. Okay, so but Buddha is not only enlightened through practice, but also can teach you, teach us. Thomas? Thomas, you had a question? No? All right, okay. So some of you know this already. The very first quality of Buddha, Arahant, has several meanings. One of the great meanings is pronounced Arahant. Okay? A meaning absence of, not. A meaning negative here in Pali, right? Arahant. To me, Marina, could you read? Buddha is the one.
Buddha is the one who does not do, say, or think any evil, even in solitude.
Okay. Now, here, we need to pronounce the one. Now, DSE can be pronounced in two ways, the and the. Now, that means just an article, meaning like a, okay, a person, right? The difference between a person, the person, and the person. Now, the one is unique one, okay? So when we pray, when we recite his quality, you gotta pronounce the one, right? Buddha is the one who does not do, say, or think any evil, even in solitude. Now, this might sound nothing to some of you, but think very carefully. If you ever sit down very quietly and close your eyes and meditate on your mind, I'm not talking about meditation. I'm talking about just watching what your mind is thinking. Okay? Even at this moment, your mind goes to different things. You're listening to me, you're hearing my voice, but your mind is thinking about your mom, your toy, your friend, your game, your song, very, very quickly. Now, there are times that your mind is thinking negative, suddenly angry, upset. Okay? A lot of time, our mind is happy in negative environment. Once you meet your friends, a lot of time, we talk about other friends. Now, imagine when you meet your friends and you likely talk about another friend who is not in your group at that moment. Do you usually talk good about that person or bad about that person most of the time? Miranda, be honest. A lot of time, we talk bad about others. A lot of time, we talk negative things. Okay? For example, you're thinking about your game. What usually comes to you? Ricky, when you think about a game, what comes to you?
I want to play a game.
You want to get a game? What kind of game?
Like games I like.
Give me some examples.
Um,
No judgment here, by the way. I like Minecraft.
All right, you do like Minecraft. So what do you do in Minecraft,
I don't
Jackson?
play it, but I mean.
Jackson, what do you do in Minecraft?
You survive.
You survive, good word. But for you to survive, what do?
You don't have to kill the animals.
You kill animals for food.
Yeah.
You can just build a farm.
You kill animal, you shoot zombies,
You don't have
right?
guns.
So
No guns.
you gotta collect weapons. right? Thomas.
Kill the tree.
Like you also got to like make a house, but you can also like you can like steal villagers' stuff as well.
Thank you. So maybe there are some of you who are so very young that you stay playing like Animal Crossing.
No, I don't
Right?
play that. I don't
The
play that.
the little duckling, you know, crossing the road. And but when you get a little older, those become a little boring for you. Then you start playing Fortnite, right? You start playing a lot of other games, and a lot of those games will have shooting, killing, right? Whether you shoot an animal or a zombie or another person or enemy, doesn't matter. What is happening in your mind? Andrew, when you're shooting a guy in your game, what's happening in your mind?
You become happy.
You're happy. You're happy with what? Are you happy with positive energy or negative energy?
Negative energy.
You're happy with negative energy. You're feeding negative energy to yourself, but you're happy, right? You're feeding that negative energy, but you're happy. Well, unfortunately, that's how our DNA is built. Leonardo, what kind of game do you play?
Roblox, Halo.
Okay. So anything you do, 99% of the time, things that we do, our mind tends to like negative energy. We tend to draw negative energy. Okay. But we all know that that's not good. We all know that we should actually do the opposite, but we can't resist, right? Even if you can control in front of your parents, but if you are alone, you started taking the tablet or iPad or phone and you started getting to that game, open that up, right? You will sneak out to your bathroom or your bedroom. Sometimes you pull your blanket over your head, pretend like you're sleeping, but inside you're playing games. You're chatting with your friend. How many of you do that? Come on, raise your hand. I did that when I was young.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have phone, but I read some books that my parents didn't want me to. Those, when I was young, the famous ones are the one that actually the Chinese fighting stories. Okay, the Chinese martial arts. Those are so good, but they're useless. I knew it, but I couldn't resist. And my mom didn't want me to read it. So sometimes I would pretend like, Mom, go to bed. I have to go to school early tomorrow morning. Then I'll be reading those books. Okay. Was it bad? Of course it was. Right? Maybe that's the reason why I needed to wear glasses when I was young, since I was young. So, but my point is, a lot of time, when we're in solitude, we tend to think negative. We tend to do negative things. But Buddha, he does not do it. He does not say it. He doesn't even think about it. Any evil, even in solitude. Now, this quality, if you just look at it superficially, it might be like, what's the big deal? Right? It may be that it is not that difficult not to do it or not to say it, but thinking about it. Okay? When you become a little older, right, you will start thinking about playing those killer games. When you get a little older, you will start thinking about girlfriend, boyfriend, opposite sex. When you get a little older, you'll think about drinking alcohol, smoking, drugs. right? So because our mind just like that, but Buddha does not do that. Okay, how many of you remember this picture and the story behind this? Kevin.
I think it's about when Buddha defeated Mara wrote like 18 things down on the ground about something.
Thank you, sir. All right, Tom, could you read this for us?
The bottom, the ဖယားလောင်းတော်ထွက်သည့်အချိန်မှစ၍ငါနှင့်ဆက်စလတီဖယား
ပိစမတတ္တဟ
ပိစမတတဟ
စိတ်ကြောင်းညောင်ပင်အထိ
စိတ်ကြောင်းညောင်ပင်အထိ sorry
မာနက
မနကစောင်းကြည့်လာခဲ့ရာစိတ်ကွယ်နိုင်ပင်မကောင်းမှုဖြစ်ချက်ကိုရှာမတွေ့သည့်အတွက်အကြောင်း16ချက်ရေးချစ်ကစိတ်လျှော့သွားပုံ
Thank you, me. So what I mean by this is, from the time that Buddha left his palace, okay, meaning the moment that he left his palace till he became enlightened for 5 years and 11 months, Mara didn't want him to become enlightened. So he was watching over him every moment. Okay. But for all along, from the time that he left his palace till he became enlightened, okay, he couldn't find anything negative, even in solitude. That's why when he became enlightened, Mara and his army attacked him. He lost. Buddha got this power through this. Now, after Mara lost Buddha, he sketched 16 points why he lost. Okay, and most important thing in those is this, because Buddha did not do, say, or think any evil, even in solitude. Even if he's alone, without any other disciple, any other meditator with him, no one around him, he never will do, say, or think any evil, even in solitude. Okay, so that's what it means by Arahant. So that's why when you meditate and pray every night, one of the meaning of Arahant you recite is this sentence: Buddha is the one who does not do, say, or think any evil, even in solitude. Ricky, lead that sentence to us, please. Go ahead.
Buddha is the one who does not do, say, or think any evil in solitude.
Okay, letter 2 first.
Buddha,
when you lead meditation, you're gonna close your eyes. You're gonna think about the meaning of the sentence or the words that you are reciting, you're saying, you're leading. Go ahead.
Buddha is the one who does not do, say, or think any evil, even in solitude.
Thank you, that. So we follow and aspire to Buddha because of many qualities, and one of those qualities is this. All right. Now, again, each and every single one of us is a little Buddha. We aspire to become like him. Then we need to practice like him. Then we need to do as much as we can to follow this, just like him. Now, when you say Arahant, not only that you are thinking about his quality, but also that you are reminding yourself to be like him, to practice like him. Okay? Now, bowing down to Buddha, just like you have a picture of someone that you really, really like. Let's go back to Lebron James, right? Now, if you have a picture of that guy, you are not going to become a famous basketball player. But it does remind you, hey, go out and play. How many hours a day did he play basketball before he became famous? How many of you know? Jackson.
13 hours, I think.
Very good. Actually, at least 12 hours. 12 hours a day, practicing and practicing and practicing. Now, if you want to become like him and you have a picture of him, but if you practice 20 minutes a day, are you that close? Not really, right? Now, the same thing, right? If you're saying, Arahant, 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 you're just saying it, but your mind is all over the place. How good are you? Nothing, right? So at least today, you understand the meaning. Before, you didn't even understand the meaning, you're just saying Arahant. Yes, you got some positive energy, but not much, right? Now you're at a little higher level that, oh, hey, I understand what Arahant means. I understand what my mom asked me to memorize and what I'm saying. But you want to be even higher than that. You want to practice that. You don't want to do, you don't want to say, you don't want to think any evil, even in solitude, right? So you won't sneak your phone to your bedroom or bathroom and playing games or chit-chatting with your friends or reading all these bad stories that your parents don't want you to read. Okay, so only then you will fulfill this quality of Buddha, Arahant. Only then this recitation of quality of Buddha will become powerful for you. If not, you can recite a quadrillion times and it will be useless. All right, if you want this quality of Buddha to become powerful for you, first you need to understand how Buddha did it, how he gained this quality, and you practice the same way as much as you can. The more you practice, the more powerful this mantra will be for you. Okay, so how many of you remember those 16 lines that Mara scratched? What are those? And anybody remember? No? Okay, all right. So basically, oh, this is in Burmese. So out of those 16, the first 10 are the 10 paramis, the perfection that Buddha fulfilled for 4 asankhyas, the long times that we discussed before, the 10 paramis. And then the other 6 are the 6 mental powers that only Buddha can have. Not even the Pisika Buddha, the smaller Buddha or Arahant, they don't have these 6 mental powers. These are unique only for Buddha from 11 to 16. Okay, so, but how do you get these 6 is also through this 10 paramis or 10 practice of perfection. So some of you may recall what are the 10 paramis, right? Stellar, could you read this for us, please? 10 paramis.
Dana, generosity, sila, morality,
Nekama,
renunciation,
Pinya,
Pinya, wisdom, viraya, perceiving effort, Kanti, forgiveness, patience, Saka, truthfulness, Adina, Aditana, determination, Metta, loving kindness, Apaka, equanimity.
excuse me. All right, now I'm going to call on each and every one of you, and what you need to do is you need to tell me out of these 10, which one you practiced today, anyone. And you're going to give me a little example. I'm going to call on George. What did you do today? Out of these 10 paramis, anything.
Do I choose one?
Which one?
And do I choose one?
You choose the one that you did today.
Do I choose multiple or?
You may. Hey, I did all 10 of that today, and you can give me all the example. Hey, I did number 1 and I did this. I did number 2 and I did this. Go ahead, Josh, but you don't have to tell me multiple. All you need to tell me is just one.
I practiced number 7. Wait, how do you pronounce that?
Sasha.
By telling the truth to all my friends about what I did.
Okay, thank you. Then. All right, so very good. All right, Eric.
I did dana.
Okay, what kind of dana did you do, Eric?
I gave my brother something.
All right, very good. Okay, all right, Kevin. Where's Kevin?
What's the difference between Viriya and Aditana?
Very good question. What's the difference between Viriya and Aditana? Okay, Aditana is, they kind of go hand in hand, but Aditana is a goal set in stone. I must accomplish this. Okay, but to get to that Aditana, you also need Viriya. Okay, say for example, I am going to pray every night no matter what. Meaning, let's say you're tired today, you had to go to piano and you swam after that, then you did a lot of homework, then your mom said, hey, you still have to do one thing. Oh yeah, I will pray, and you still go and pray. Now you're determined to do something. Okay, let's say you are to practice basketball 30 minutes daily. No matter how tired you are today, you still do. Then that's Aditana, your determination. right? That's for your daily life. As a Buddhist, you are determined to be liberated. No matter how hard it is, you will do it. Now, virya is doing something to get to your goal with the effort, whatever great effort that you need. That's the virya. Okay. All right. Who want to go next? Oh, Kevin, what did you do then? You did both?
I think I did number 8
Okay. Can you give us example?
because in one game there was this one thing that I couldn't get past, so I kept doing it, but then I kind of gave up.
Very good then. Thank you. Cuckoo.
I did Dana today because I gave a book to Sophia.
Very good. Okay. Sophia, what do you do today then? Sophia Tom.
Today I did a weary persevering effort because I managed to finish all my school homework today for all my classes.
Very good. Good job. Sophia, when?
I did number 8 determination because I wanted to clean my room and I was able to finish cleaning it.
Good. Thank you. Kenneth? Kenneth? Nolan? Stella? Don?
I kind of just woke up and then joined, so I didn't really have time to do anything.
You didn't have time to do anything. Okay.
I kind of woke up. I kind of just woke up and then joined this class, so.
Okay. So very good. So you can say, I thought about making something up, but I haven't done it because I just woke up. So that's my truth. You can say you're practicing number 7. Okay, Tom? Kind.
So I did number 1, I guess, generosity, because I help my mom cook and like fold clothes and like vacuum.
Okay. So, all right. So but generosity, Donna, here mean kind of like you're given, donating something. But if you say, hey, I'm donating my time and my effort, that's okay too. Good. Wayne.
Let's see. Today I did Aditana because like when I was playing basketball or doing golf, I had like a determination to like make it into the hoop or shoot a good shot. I wouldn't give up until I'm done.
All right, very good. Yeti?
Me, yes. I did a Ditana because I was very determined to do well on my speech today. Wisdom because I was very big brain on my improv. Morality, we talked about morality. Does that count?
No, this is practice.
Oh,
Doing it, not
okay.
talking about it.
And I mean, I like sent loving kindness to people who are like I was competing against. Does that count?
Yeah.
This teacher's really good. Like I was like, we hung out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ted?
I had Conti today.
Okay.
I had
Conti.
patience with my piano lesson.
All right.
It kind of took long.
Okay. Very good. Ricky?
I did Tana because I did a practice piano test even though I didn't want to.
Yes, Ricky.
Okay. All right. You're
Woo!
being honest. Good. Andrew?
I did a Ditana because like I was determined to finish a book.
Good. Leonardo?
Are we just talking about our life goals? Let's go.
Forgiveness for my friend accidentally breaking my fortune teller.
Well, Leonardo, could you raise your voice a little bit or go closer to the microphone? I didn't hear you.
I think Kanti for like forgiving my friend for accidentally breaking.
You did Kanti?
I did not.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Thank you, that. Miranda?
I did number 5 because I did my school projects. Yeah.
Okay. Sarah?
I did number 1 because I helped serve food to visitors to our house.
Thank you, me. Macy?
Number 5 because I kept on trying even when the piano teacher was a bit strict.
Okay. Brian?
I think I did generosity.
Okay. What do you do?
So like I helped my parents with like holding the stuff and like making stuff and like cooking.
Okay. All right. William?
I did number 8, Aditana, because I completed 3 drawings from today, and even though I'm not that good at drawing, so I'm like teaching myself how to do it.
Good. Very good. Okay. What? I don't think your name is Kaimia Danson, right? What's your name? Kaimia Danson?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That. What did you do today?
Okay. I think number 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I decided to get up early.
Okay, very good. All right. Thomas.
I did generosity because my mom we bought some cake for my birthday, and then for the last slice, my mom told me to eat it, and I was like, it's okay, you can eat it because I already ate some.
Very good. Who else? Jackson?
I did number 1 because I gave my brother something.
Okay, I see. Okay, I think I asked Eric. Who else? Oh, Stella. Stella, what do you do today?
Six.
Number 6, Kanti. Okay, tell us how. How did you do it? What did you do?
I was helping my mom and I was patient.
Yeah, I think everybody's practicing number 6 right now. Right? Because, oh my goodness, when is this going to finish? Well, you know what? I'm practicing kanti. I'll be patient. He'll be done very soon. Maybe next 10 minutes, not more than next 20 minutes. I will practice patience. I'm a little Buddha, right? So these are the 10 paramis that Buddha fulfilled. Many years. Now, because we all want to be like him, we need to practice this from the little tiny thing. So you may not think that, you know, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, right? Not many people will have generosity. A lot of us are greedy, stingy, right? My toy, my book, my car, my home. I don't want to give it away. My money. But find times, oh, you know what? He's poor. It's a homeless guy. He doesn't have anything to eat. Let me donate some of my food. Let me donate a few dollars of mine. Right? Sila. None of you said that. But actually, when you're praying, you recited 5 precepts, right? Hopefully that moment, if you're just thinking about the meaning of those 5 precepts, now that very moment, it may be just 1 minute, but you practice that, right? Or you can say, hey, I didn't kill anyone today. All right, I practiced at least 1 precept. I did not kill any animal. Right? So, hey, you know, there was no sexual misconduct. I don't even think about it. Right? Why not? That's sila. Right? Morality. Isn't it? Hey, today I didn't say any gossip about any of my friends. I didn't text anyone about that girl or that boy, anything. That also sila. Right? Now, sometimes we do a lot of good stuff. You all do a lot of good stuff, but you just don't acknowledge that. Okay? It is very important that you're proud of yourself. Right? I want you to keep a little practice of check boxes. Now, write down what good did I do today? And check it. All right. What you should do, what we all should do is, we should write down that 10 parameters on a whiteboard or on a sheet of paper in front of you, stick it, and every night, check it. Hey, did I do any dana today? Did I do any sila today? Did I do any nikama today? Any pinya, virya, kanti, sisha, aditana, mitta, upaka? We do a lot of this stuff as human beings. Now, you don't have to be Buddhist. Christians do this, Muslims do this, Hindus do this, everybody does this. Okay? By checking it off, it reminds you that, oh, I did this. Or if you didn't any, it's also telling you, you know what, I think I need to practice more of this. So not only that you will keep the image of Buddha in front of you, but also you need to write down these 10 parameters in front of you and check it off every night. Okay. How many of you ever seen a book, The Power of Checking Boxes? No? So some of the stuff might sound like, what's the big deal? Okay. How many of you want to be pilot? Raise your hand. Anyone? Nobody wants to be a pilot? I know some of you are learning how to fly a plane. Andrew, do you want to be pilot?
Not really, but it's kind of fun.
Okay. Thomas?
No.
No?
Scary.
No? Okay. If you ever fly a commercial airplane where you have about at least 400-500 people life on your hand, you're flying that big gigantic airplane with 400 people on that airplane. How powerful are you? You are very powerful because you can kill them, right? You are taking them from point A to point B, but you can take them to hell or heaven, right? It's on you. So for every single pilot flying a commercial airplane, no matter how experienced they are, no matter whether you have 20 years experience of flying, you are required to check in these boxes. Okay, I have checked this, I have checked that, I have checked this, and that. What it tells you is that not only making sure that you have done what you are supposed to do, but also it makes you to become stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, checking those little boxes are very powerful in life. Let's say you have to do a few things, homework. Okay, get ready for school tomorrow. Practice basketball, practice piano. If you check it off, it makes you feel good. Now do the same thing with 10 paramis as a Buddhist. Keep it in front of you. Every night before you go to bed, ask yourself, how many paramis did I fulfill today? Okay. Now, after 1 week, you look back, you just check one, right? And after 1 week, you'll see, I haven't checked number 3 at all. What is it? What should I do? Right? Or I haven't checked number 10. I haven't checked number 7. That way, it will make you to become a little bit more inquisitive and give you a little bit of boost and pressure behind you. Let me look into it because I want to be a good Buddhist. I want to be liberated. I want to become a great person in my life. Okay. Now, look at this. None of these are unique to Buddhists. None of these are only for liberation from samsara. If you want to be successful in life, you're going to be generous to other people. You not practice morality. You should not lie. You should not kill. You should not practice sexual promiscuity. You should not drink alcohol or beer or wine. Okay, you're going to let go of certain things. You're going to have wisdom. You're going to have effort, persevering efforts. You're going to be patient. You're going to be truthful. You're going to be determined. You're going to love others. You're going to practice equanimity. So that's not only for Buddhism, that's for your daily life. That's for anybody, not necessarily Buddhist. So Buddha already practiced this. Why don't we? Why don't you? So here's your homework. I want you to print this out. Stick it in front of your table, your desk. Check it off every night. And next week, Saturday morning, I want you to take a picture of that and send it to me. And I don't want to see you checking that Saturday morning for the whole 7 days. I need you to do that every night. Okay? So I want to see whether you're practicing this or not. Is it a very difficult homework? No, right? You can do it? So I want to see that. So I will be sending this slide to your parents through Messenger. Ask them to print that out, or you can just take a picture now, or you can find temperaments and you can just write it down, however you want to do it. Every night you'll be checking that out, whatever you practice. It may be 1, it may be 2, it may be all 10. It's up to you. But Saturday morning, you need to email it to me. All right. So time's up now. We're going to stop here tonight.